Hey everybody, today is March 14th and here is my next update. So in this video I'm going to show you a few things. First I'll let you see the progress of my clones. Then I'll show you the Scotch bonnet and the fruits and what they look like today. Then I'll show you the progress of my other plants, and then we're going to do some harvesting. So the plants have really outgrown their cups, so they're not really doing too much better from the last update. Actually they're probably doing worse. And I have taken a few outside. I took 3 outside and have transplanted those. And I hope that putting them out this early will be fine because the weather is still semi-cold. But we'll see. But the rest of them are not doing very good at all because they're very root bounded and they're really not doing that great because these are way overdue to be outside. But anyway, let's move on to the clones and I'll show you what they look like today. Here are my clones. One of the 2 has started to root, so I removed this out of the little container. I made this small little kit for it. So there's the root right there. So cloning is a very easy. I mean, we didn't really do much except just cut the little hole in this container and put the branch inside. This one would probably start to root very soon. I mean, it's looking good. Now, nothing's changed. It still look the same and healthy, and this one will eventually outgrow that one. There's some flowers on there. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna do with these because if I want this to grow more, I might have to do some trimming. Alright, so here are my 2 Scotch bonnets. This is the larger one with tons of fruits on a little tree like this. It's producing quite a good amount there, and everything has started to turn the chocolate color. These guys need to go outside very soon, so what I need to do is do some trimming and also harvesting some of these fruits and either eat them or save some of these for seeds. But the fruits are looking really nice. Look at that, they're really shiny and very pretty chocolate color. And as I mentioned, they're root bounded. As you can see, some of the leaves are starting to curl and some of the fruits are not getting the nutrients it needs. So that's why it looked a lot weirder than these 2, because these are the ones that formed first. And this one here is not even smooth or anything like that. And it already started to ripen. This one as well. See how it looks very bad. Because this little container should not be producing this many fruits. And here's the little one. Same issues that I'm having. See this fruit here? It's been there for a long time, but it's not doing anything at all because it's not getting any nutrients. The roots are all over the place down here. It has one really nice big fruit there, and the rest are just tiny. We need to cut all of these fruits off and then do a lot more trimming. And in about 2 weeks, I'm going to put all of these guys outside. Here's an update on the graft. The graft is still doing well. The leaves are starting to fall off. I'm sure it's because of the same problem that these other fruits are having. There's not nutrients getting to this area. And this guy here, I just grafted another one there. And that one's doing good as well. It grows and it develops some buds, but then the buds will fall off. So what I'm going to do is cut all of these fruits off, and then I'm going to cut some of the branches off, and then I'm going to top these off. And this as well. So I don't need the top because I just want the side shoots to grow. Alright, here's my rosemary that I cloned, and I have a few. So see this little container here? It's a multivitamin container for kids. And I saw this at my friend's house. He was throwing this out, and I thought it was really cool because on the side it has a clear spot here, and this is a good way to see where my water level is. So I took one of the rosemary and put that in there. Pretty neat little container. Got some Swiss chard there, trying to grow this the same way, and that's doing good. One more thing I wanted to show you guys. This is the little lettuce that we found just a few weeks ago. It's really tiny, so I split this out and put it in its own container. And look the size of him now in just a small container. And I've eaten a bunch of them already because I cut the leaves down and they just keep growing and growing. I was gonna throw it away, but it was doing so well, so I kept it. So the other graft that I did is this guy here. This is the Habanero grafted onto my large plant. The graft is doing really good, but no buds at all. So I'm gonna also be harvesting all of these fruits as well, and then I'm gonna do more trimming. So let's move on to the other peppers update. But first, here is my white ghost pepper that Tori gave me. These sprouted really quick, so I got 2 there. Really excited about these guys. So there's my MOA Scotch Bonnet. You see the leaves at the top? It's doing really well at the bottom, but at the top you see those leaves are wrinkled. That I read that because nutrients they couldn't get enough nutrients, so they start to shrivel up like that. So this is not a good sign. But I'm gonna trim this guy a little bit and then put these guys outside. And when I transfer the other 3 outside, I took them out of this little container, and I mean, roots are everywhere. You can't even separate them. So what I did was I used a water hose, and I sprayed the roots down to get them all tangled, and that really worked. That worked really well. I'll show you what I did to those in this video. Alright, so here are 2 of my peppers that I'm ready to transplant. These are just a test batch. These are really root bounded, so I need to take these outside as soon as possible. Check out this root ball. And the best way I can think of to get these out of here is to use a hose like this. Just like that. Now the roots are free. Bahamian Goat. So it started to flower, but the flowers are all falling off. So it's okay because I'm going to trim this a little bit anyway. 7-pot Infinity. Not much happened since the last update. Bahamian Goat, the other one. I cut most of these down because they're just growing too much. And the Hydro Hab. Growing a ton, but I cut more of it down. I just keep cutting these because they just grow so much that I don't have any room for these. These are my reapers. So I trimmed this one off recently to do a graft. I'll show you that graft in a little bit. So this is the red habanero. If you look at the last video, this one was the one that's all full and has tons of leaves and everything. So I cut everything down and I grafted the Carolina Reaper to that one. And then on this side, I grafted another one. I forgot what this guy was, but I think it's a Bonnet, but I'll put it in the information section below. And that one's doing well. The graft kind of took on. Here's the other red habanero. Everything was cut down. Bonnet. Here's the white devil's tail that Scott gave me. See how the leaves are wrinkled at the top? Not getting enough nutrients because the roots are everywhere. This is another red habanero. Bonnet. The mini Rocoto. See, it's starting to grow back, but not doing too much. Here's a Trinidad Scorpion CARDI. This guy's not doing too well because the root has been bounded somewhere. You see the stalk of this guy? They should have been outside months ago. Peach Congo, same with this guy. Look at the stalk on this guy. It's huge, and it's just the container is too small for this. And then the caramel Bhut, same thing. Not doing very good. That's all for the pepper plants, and I'm gonna include the larger plant that I'm gonna harvest. Alright, so here's the larger plant. What I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna cut all of these down, and then I'm gonna give this tree some more trimming. Hopefully that it would promote my graft to grow some new fruits, as well as I'm looking for a second harvest as well. So some of these are still flowering, and there's a ton of fruit on here already. So maybe when I cut these down, I'll get more fruits in my second harvest. But let's go ahead and do that. Alright, I got my bowl here. Scissors. I'm gonna start cutting all of these down. Alright, I'm done harvesting all my fruits. There's a ton of these left on here, but I trimmed the entire tree down to just this many. There's not much left on the tree. The graft is right here. And I went ahead and topped it off as well. I'm trying to promote some of the sides to grow. Hopefully that would make these shoot out more and survive and do well, and then fruit with the rest of this. But look at how many fruits I have. There's a ton of them. I'll give you the exact count in the about section. There's just more. There's lots more left, like these little ones that I didn't harvest. And here is my chocolate Scotch bonnet. Harvest everything off. Wow, these are really nice and firm. Very thick wall. Cut all of these branches off as well. In a few weeks, I'm going to try to put these outside. I went ahead and topped this off as well for the graft. Trying to promote the size to grow. And this one as well. So hopefully, when these grow back, I'll have multiple different type of fruit on this same tree. But I'll keep you guys updated.